Today we'll be going over how to trade the lunch macro. And we're going to be going through three things. What is the lunch macro? How to trade it? What are the criteria? And the trade that I took on January the 6th. This macro doesn't happen every single day, but when it does, it's something good to have in your like quiver. And today it allowed me to get out of my slight drawdown of 160 per account, and it allowed me to lock in 600 per account to just under 2,500 on all five of my funded 50K top set accounts. All right, so this is just a screenshot of the trade of where I entered and where I sold off at, which is going to be equal to what you see here. And let's go through it. So what is the lunch macro? The lunch macro exists between 11:30 to 1:30. It's a 2-hour sprint that it can run on. And usually when you do want to trade it, there's really three things that you're looking for. Number one, it's when price has been running high for a significant amount of time, i.e. after the 9:30 open with little to no retracements, which it has done so. Price actually, looking at the top left here on the 1-hour chart for NASDAQ, it actually ran since Friday at 9 all the way till today at 11:30 without any retracements. Number two, when this happens, what you want to do is you want to find some kind of shift in market structure and some kind of bias, take it lower to the first low or equal lows after 10 o'clock. So in this case, it's going to be right here. It's going to be the 10-11 candle on Jan the 6th. And that would be the easiest target to hit for this 11:30 macro. Number three, price is going to want to reprice to this more often than not. So again, good to have it in your trade. So let's kind of go through what price did today and why I decided to short at this specific location and price. So overall, as I mentioned before, we had a huge rally since last Friday with no retracements. Price opened up today. Well, it went up during London and opened up today. It had a small retracement pre 9:30 open. At 9:30, it pushed even higher. It pushed to the top side of a daily SIBI along with a 1-hour SIBI, which you can see here. And the price started to kind of stagnate and move sideways. So I was live here for the morning session. We did take some shorts early in the morning, and then we took some longs after 9:30 to catch some of this run. And then closer to 11:30, this is when I thought that the market's going to go lower. So what did I wait for? I waited for some kind of fill. So one, the inefficiency, which is this daily SIBI and this 1-hour SIBI has fully filled. Price was slowing down. It took out relative equal highs here with this wick. It started moving lower. It started displacing lower, creating market structure shifts on the 15-minute time frame. You can see that the open here has been tagged. It went lower. So once price took out these equal highs here, which it had buy side liquidity resting above it, it started to displace lower aggressively, leaving SIBIs or fair value gaps known as SIBIs, sell side imbalance, buy side efficiency. The 12-12 candle went up to it within 1 point or one handle and then dropped aggressively lower, indicating bearish strength. Usually when we see fair value gaps displace lower and leaving the majority of them open, this indicates either bearish or bullish strength, depending on how you're looking at the market. So in this case, it's going to be bearish strength because you don't want these to fill. Unless they fill, the stronger they are. When price drove a bit lower and came back up, I was looking how it's going to be respecting this fair value gap right here. And at this moment, I had an eye at this low here, right below the first fair value gap denoted in dark green. And looking at the 15-second chart, I liked how price was keeping it was keeping the body of the candles within first half of the fair value gap, with the wicks barely reaching into the second half. This was indicating that this is most likely going to be a fair value gap that is going to be respected. I did take my 6 micro contracts short, and from then price delivered lower. And what price did is it created a fair value gap. It tried going into it. The bodies were not closing with a midpoint, indicating that bearish pressure may be still present. I did take this buy side liquidity from the buy side of the curve, and I did drag it across the sell side because it can act as an inversion fair value gap. And you can see here it does. Price is respecting both this fair value gap, along with this fair value gap from the buy side, the downside, and then eventually price just started collapsing at 1239, taking my target, which was a bit higher than the ICT target of what he talks about being the first low after 10 o'clock. I decided to take the low above the first fair value gap, because this is usually an area that gets respected a lot during 9:30 delivery. And I just wanted a quick in and out due to myself being already in the negatives for the day, and this trade would have pulled me right out. So it did. I did close the day strong with just over $2,000 across all my accounts. So I was very happy with that. And this is how you trade the 11:30 macro. It's a run with little to no retracements. At 11:30, it hits a key PD array, price starts turning around, and then you're trying to find some kind of narrative to take it lower to the first low or relative equal lows that formed after 10 o'clock. So hopefully you guys learned something. Again, this price action, it doesn't happen every single day. It happens sometimes, maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. But when it does happen, it's good to have this in your arsenal. And when price is ready to turn and you're ready to execute, there is a higher chance, or there's a probability, a weighted probability, that price is going to displace lower after a run higher with little to no displacements. So there it is, guys. Hope you learned something. And you guys don't know already, I live stream every single day, or I try to every single day, starting at 8 a.m. pre 9:30, and trying to catch price action live with fellow traders. So without further ado, thanks for listening in and stay safe.